Caveman hit us. He said, I think the biggest what if in college football is simple. What if an ACC team like Clemson wins the national title this year? In my opinion, this would explode and expose so many takes about the ACC and the fall of Dabo, including some of my own takes, unfortunately. You're right. If Clemson won the national title this year, or anyone in the ACC, we just assume it would be Clemson, it's a huge story. It's a huge story. Then the follow-up I want to know is, okay, how'd they do it? Were they just a mega power of a team this year? Was it a down year across the sport, and Clemson was just the best of a bunch of pretty good teams? Did they get hot at the right time? Were they pretty good, and then they did what Ohio State did last year? How'd it happen? But that's beside the point. But you're right. Think about the story. Like Dabo, if I'm him, I just drop the mic and go work in TV if I do that. If I pull that off, if I weave my way through the portal era and everyone hating on me for my policy, and then I bend a little bit on it, but I win with a team that's largely made up of guys we recruited, we developed. I finally went and hired externally. Both of my coordinators will be outside hires now. Riley's been there a few years. Tom Allen comes in. And if they go and win the championship, it gets no better. It would be the biggest elbow off the top rope that anyone's ever given this sport, or at least that anyone in a long time has given this sport. And think about Dabo now. Dabo already did it once. You've got Nick Saban in Alabama at the height of their power, just a huge empire, like they are Rome, and then a neighboring country just goes and takes them down twice in the prime of the empire. That was Dabo. So he already did it once. If he does it again, now the obstacle, more so than any other Goliath out there, is people thinking the sport has passed you by, and you'd prove them wrong too. What more do you have to accomplish? So that would be big. And then also, and here's the follow-up to this. If an ACC team wins the title, think about how it changes the conversation around college football. So the calendar doesn't line up on this, because we're going to, those league commissioners are going to decide the playoff format in the future by December 1st, I think it was. So presumably, I'm going somewhere with this, presumably if Clemson or an ACC team were to win the title, let me cut in really quick and ask, look, prayer hands, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you think you're subscribed, check and make sure. Over 50% of you aren't. It's free, it doesn't sign you up for anything, and it helps us keep the show free, college football year-round, the way God intended it. All right, back to the clip. It would happen after the future is already decided. But think about what an ACC team winning the title would do. Think about the conversation. The entire premise for the SEC and the Big Ten is we want more guaranteed spots baked in because we're more powerful. The rest of you ought to be happy that we even leave some oxygen for you to breathe. And in the middle of all that, an ACC team has the audacity to go and win a national title? How would that change the convo? Would it at all? Well, maybe it'd be a moot point by then. But I do think it'd be a big story for Dabo. It'd be a big story for Clemson. It'd be a big story for the ACC. It'd be a big story for college football. And then we get to the how. There's the why, we get to the how.